Hey Trailblazers! Looks like you need to freshen up. I got just the antidote for you. Freshen Up Friday's newsletter, starting this Friday. A lot of knowledge and a lot of insight. Check out that link below with more details about that. But I don't want to waste any more time. I want to get right to the juice. And the juice is, let's make something happen, build momentum. I'm Nandis Pettis, ESL Trailblazer. Topic for today is degree of certainty. So here's my scenario. Most people believe that the reason students do poorly on their tests at school is because of the design of the tests. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not true. And I'll tell you why right after this video bumper. Boom. Hoo-yah. Alright, we're back. Are you fresh? Did you freshen up during that little video bumper break? Well, hope so, because here we go. We're getting started. We're getting right into it, okay? So, as I said before that, at the beginning of the video, is that people tend to think that students' grades suffer because of the design of the test, when in actuality, the evidence suggests that it's how much sleep they get. Our students don't get enough sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Trailblazers, okay? Whether it's not getting enough sleep because they're waking up too early to go to school, or because the tests are later in the day, in the afternoon time, and that's when they start getting tired because they haven't gotten enough sleep. So the factor of sleep is the major factor that's contributing to students getting bad grades, all right? The evidence suggests this, okay? And it is evident that this is the cause for poor grades. So if you're a parent, start getting your kid either to bed earlier or get those classes scheduled later in the day. Why am I telling you all this? I just used the language of my lesson, which is describing a degree of certainty. Okay? Now, most students make the mistake of stating an opinion when they really want to state a fact. And they do this by saying something like, for instance, girls are better language learners than boys. Flat out fact. But actually that's an opinion. Okay, so in order for us to make it more factual, or for more certain, or for other people to actually take us seriously when they're reading our essay, or when they're reading our report through journalism, or when we're debating them, we need to base it on research and facts. So what do we say? The evidence suggests that. Or it is evident that, okay? Or it appears or seems to be that students do better on their exams when they get more sleep. Okay, you can use it in a practical sense when you're talking to people outside of the professional realm or in school. For instance, me as an expat living in Poland, I'm always talking about the idiosyncrasies of Polish culture that I notice as a foreigner living here. So I would say something like, if I was out having a beer or a coffee with somebody, I would say something like, it is evident, or it is undoubtedly true, another language point, it is undoubtedly true, that Polish people like drinking vodka, not whiskey. Okay? Or Polish people have a tendency to, or tend to, be obsessed with cleanliness in their homes. As I said, this is just an observation that I have made, that I've discussed with other expats, but I'm saying it as a kind of certainty because I've seen it almost everywhere. So I can say something like, they tend to, or there's a tendency to be obsessed with cleanliness. So tend to, tendency to, or they appear to be obsessed, or they seem to be obsessed. Seem, appear to. More language right there. I'm going kind of fast. Deep breaths, okay. Burn to learn. All right. So seem to be, appear to be, tend to, tendency to. As I said, it is evident that, or that you can change the certainty level by doing something like, there is some evidence that suggests. Well, you add that word some in there, and then all of a sudden you're saying, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I've read. That's what I've researched. That's what I've heard from others. That's when we use the word apparently. Apparently, girls are better language learners than boys. Or apparently, You're supposed to eat an ogurek kishone, or pickle, after you have a shot of vodka. Okay? So that is language that we use to say how certain we are of something or less certain that we are. Okay? I'm giving you a lot of language here. I don't know what other language to maybe give you. Just remember that some of it is going to describe you being more certain, and others is going to be describing it being tentative. You might be wondering, why are you telling me this language when I can just say, I'm sure, I'm not sure, maybe. You can't use that in an IELTS exam, now can you? You can't use that in a CAE exam. In those two exams, if you are looking to go to college, you will need to write an essay, and you will need to base your opinion on some statement with some facts or evidence. You're going to have to use that language to show your fluency level. And you know that at ESL Trailblazer, it's all about the fluency. We're going a step higher here, all right? That's why you need to freshen up. Hoo-yah, okay? So try and mix it up a little bit. Now, I'm not only talking about the essays. You can also try and use this if you're in journalism or in writing about news. When you're reporting the news, you're going to have to be tentative because the news is changing and you're getting updates and maybe you're not 100% certain. So you would say, it appears that there are some casualties, or there seems to be a big disagreement between the political parties, etc., etc., okay? Another scenario where you might be able to use this language is in a debate scenario, like a debate club or debating in university. The debate can also be in a professional realm where you're on a project with a team and you're discussing, debating certain solutions or approaches or techniques to how to finish your project or deliver before the deadline to your clients, okay? In this case, you will have to exchange ideas, and you might need to use something based on your experience, like there's evidence that, or we can presume that we're going to miss the deadline because of the lack of tools that we've had and used in the previous projects, okay? Ugh, that's a little bit of a messy example, but hopefully I get the point across. So, one more area that you can go to with the degree of certainty is when you're not sure. Not sure. And again, fluency level, instead of saying I'm not sure or I'm unsure, you can say something like the perception is, or allegedly, which means claimed. That's another topic though, which goes into more reported speech and adverbs, and I don't want to go too deep in that, but those are the ones if you're wondering about it. Yeah, so those are the examples. I guess a few more. As a teacher, I've noticed that undoubtedly teenagers are moody students that have up and down crashes sometimes, and other times they're really happy. And it is evident from all the years that I've been working in schools with teenagers that they lack self-confidence from time to time, and you gotta you gotta boost their motivation and encourage them to produce and do well and contribute in classes, okay? So there's a few more examples as a teacher. This language can be used for you to do a lesson on, or you can use it as a student in your work or as a professional. That's all I got, and that is where I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna cut it right there. Now remember, before we go, that this is a new season. I'm gonna be taking some twists and turns and mixing it up. I'm going to be freshening this up, and I really want to encourage you to click on that link for the newsletter. All right, Freshen Up Fridays. I'm going to be introducing to you some language, not language, cut that, knowledge that I learned from my students. You got to go into every conversation with the opportunity to learn something. I do that in my work, and you'll be amazed at what you can learn from other people. So, that's all I got for you. I can't wait to see you for the next episode of Season 2 next week. And look out for that newsletter. You have a great week, Trailblazers. I'd love your feedback. As always, let's keep this community growing. See you next time. Hoo-yah.